Welcome to Sadie's Unboxing. Why do an unboxing video for an older laid-to-rest doll? There are plenty still available on eBay, which is where I purchased Sadie, so this video may be helpful for those who are looking to buy. Before my own purchase, I researched the difference between this doll and the original Series 1 doll, what the actual doll looked like compared to the prototype, watched reviews, and wanted to film them all in one place. As always, there are lots of scams out there, so be careful when buying online. If an item or service seems too good to be true, chances are you're on a scam site. This unboxing video will be a mix of actual unboxing video content from when I first filmed, plus newer video clips with better lighting. The audio dubbed over the video will be new. It was my first unboxing video, so there were a lot of awkward pauses and incomplete sentences and thoughts when I first filmed. Hopefully with the added changes, it will be a more cohesive video. Maybe. Welcome officially to Sadie's Unboxing. I paid $54 for this brand new doll, and that includes shipping and taxes. Basically, she was cheaper than Vesper. The original price for when this 13th anniversary doll came out was $26, but nowadays on the Mezco Toys site, you may have noticed that the Living Dead dolls go for about $50 to $70, so I thought $54 was a great price for an older laid-to-rest, brand new in-box doll. It was meant to be. The chipboard poem for the special 13th anniversary Sadie is the exact same as the Series 1 Sadie, so let's read it. Sadie, watch this little one, she's pining away with her butcher's knife, coffin purse, and black bouquet. Honestly, the accessories are what I'm most excited about, and they're the whole reason that I went searching for a Sadie in the first place. Sadie has the same standard Living Dead dolls plastic coffin cover that says, "I'm dead, pure evil. I sleep with the worms." For spooky kids, ages 15 and up, and of course the Mezco logo down on the bottom right. On the screen, you'll see two photos taken from the official Living Dead Dolls website. The information that I'm presenting is also taken from that site. On the left, you'll see a photo from the original Series 1 Sadie. Her original price was $24. On the right side, you'll see the 13th anniversary Series Sadie, which is what this video is about. Her original price was $26. Although the 13th anniversary Sadie is not pictured with accessories, I can confirm that she does come with them, the exact same accessories as Series 1. After all, the 13th anniversary Sadie is a re-release of the Series 1 Sadie. A big difference is that between the two, which you can see, is that the eye colors have switched places. They both have one black eye and one white eye, just not on the same side. One difference that you can't see, which will be shown later, is that the 13th anniversary doll has the 13th anniversary logo stamped on the back of her neck. The same logo is all over her special 13th anniversary coffin packaging. The classic dolls were held in their coffins with tissue paper, as you can see, and I'm not sure if the color here is the same as with the Series 1 doll, but I believe the packaging is similar. When you take her out, she is held on with zip ties, and the accessories are housed in the back in a little bag with the death certificate. It was pretty difficult freeing Sadie from the packaging. I was trying to avoid having to cut the zip ties, but then I just gave up and did that. Whoever packaged her really did not want her to escape, so I guess the pure evil thing does stand. She had 3 zip ties, and I'm actually not sure if they're actually called zip ties, but 2 were at her ankles and 1 was around her neck. And then what's pretty standard for the classic dolls, I later learned, was that for the neck zip tie, it has a piece of plastic to protect her neck. And then once you can free her of those, she comes out pretty easily. And because she's not held together in the plastic like the Vespers and the other newer dolls, her hair is kind of wavy, but if you fluff it out, it'll become straighter. As with other Living Dead dolls, nothing different here in terms of movement. She has 5 points of articulation. She can move her arms, she can move her legs, and she can move her head. If we pull the 2 photos from earlier up, take a look at their hands. You'll see that in both photos, their hands are the same in that they're open and they don't have the clenched fist. So that is one difference between the prototype image, which is what this is, and the actual doll. Her fist
is similar to that of Vesper. So she has one open hand on her left side. On her right side, it's kind of curved in, made to hold things. Another difference between her and the prototype, it kind of looks like she has more red around her eyes. I can't really tell if it's that red in the photo. So that's another difference. Looking at accessories, we'll start with the black bouquet. The stem is really thick, so it wasn't really fitting inside her curved hand. Maybe you can fit it in there, but I was afraid of breaking the doll. However, it does fit in her open hand, even though I found that I had to kind of adjust and position it just right. Then her curved hand can hold her coffin purse and her butcher knife. The coffin purse has the sulfur symbol on it, and I'll talk about that later. And then later we will compare it with the 13th anniversary logo that's on the back of her neck and all over her coffin. The coffin purse does open up and it will store the butcher knife. I did have some trouble opening it, but maybe that's because it was brand new and over time it will become easier. And I don't know about you, but I would love a human-sized coffin purse, and I'm sure it exists on Etsy, though I do kind of have a rough idea of how to make one on the Cricut Maker, but that will be a project for much later down the line. So you can see that the handle is much thinner than that of the black bouquet, so she can hold it in her curved hand with no problem. And then for the butcher knife, she can also hold that in her right hand. And I did find that if you don't position it just right, the knife will fall off, but it'll fall down. But you know, she can hold one item in her right hand and then another in her left, and it's pretty cool. Like I said, the accessories are my favorite part about this doll, and they're even in her chipboard poem, so what's cooler than that? No Living Dead doll is complete without her death certificate. So here it is. When I first got it out of the packaging, it was bent a little bit, probably because it was crushed inside the bag with the other accessories, but no problem. It's tied with this burgundy, I guess is the right color, ribbon. When you open it up, it reads, Death Certificate. I hereby certify that on the 26th day of April 1969, Sadie. No one cared how she turned up dead, so Sadie chose to rise instead. Being easily forgotten wouldn't be fair. Death was something this child had to share. And you can see it has Mezco written on it, Living Dead dolls, and I'm not too sure how to pronounce their names, but the Morticians are, of course, the creators of Living Dead dolls. According to their site, they started in New Jersey in 1998, but they were craft doll bodies, so they were different. And now with Mezco Toys, they are mass-produced collectibles that you can buy in other countries as well. And according to the Living Dead Doll site, there were actually 3 creators, but there are only 2 names here, so I'm not too sure what's going on with that. But I think it's pretty genius that the creators put their names down as the Morticians. I mean, why would you not do that here? So she has just one piece, one dress that you could easily take off. There is Velcro on the back. I did see on Etsy people are selling outfits for the Living Dead dolls. Personally, I don't really see a point of changing her clothes. That's not why I got them. And then she has 2 shoes and, Mary Jane's, and 2 socks, and they do come off easily, which is different compared to the Vespers, where if I try to take the boots off, they might break. So we can put these back on, and if you lift up her dress, which is pretty standard, it's painted on for her. And then one big difference, as I said earlier, is that on her neck is the 13th anniversary logo. And if you look closely, it does say 13th on there. Looking at her hair, like I said, I was pretty excited because it was long and the Vespers have short hair, but it's quite thinly rooted. If you just move it around a little bit, you can see her scalp, but it's not a big deal because they're both black and it's not too noticeable. One problem is that while doing this video now, her hair is still shedding, and I'll show a clip from the original video that I filmed where she was kind of shedding a lot. So one down part, because I love her otherwise, is that, can you see that? That's not my hair. That is her hair. Girlfriend got out of her coffin and was like marking her territory. It just came out and still like kind of extending. And she was just laying down and it came. So I don't know what you up to, Sadie. You lost your knife. I tried to be super cool and research the sulfur symbol through a library database, but it wasn't really giving me any relevant articles. So in the end, we're using Wikipedia, and it came up under the Symbolism Wiki. So the sulfur symbol is, and I don't know if I'm pronouncing this correctly, is also known as the Leviathan cross, which is sometimes referred to the cross of Satan or Satan's cross. And then the bottom, according to this article, is the infinity sign, as you can see, and above is a double cross. The double cross symbolizes protection and balance between persons. The infinity sign underlines the constant and infinite nature and most likely symbolizes the eternal universe. And this may have been used by Anton LaVey in the Satanic Bible as a mockery of the cross to show that humans are their own centrum of balance and truth. I'm not 100% sure how I knew that this was the sulfur symbol, but this article on Wikipedia does confirm it, because in alchemy, the Leviathan's cross is a symbol for sulfur, which is one of the 3 essential elements of nature. In Asia, its name is the brimstone symbol. Continuing on this article, the alchemy drawings often portray sulfur as the sun, and this symbol is often used as an identifying symbol by Satanists due to sulfur's historical association with the devil. So this would explain why the symbol is on her coffin purse, why it's all over her actual coffin that she's housed in, and why the 13th anniversary logo is transformed from the sulfur logo. After all, remember, she sleeps with the worms and she is pure evil. Let's take a closer look at their coffins. So as you can see, they're not black. They're more of, I guess, a bluish gray. And there's 13 written all over the front. It's the same as on the side. And in bolder text, larger text, it says Living Dead Dolls, 13th Anniversary. And as we've already learned, the 13th symbol is the sulfur sign on its side. And speaking of sides, when you look at the side of the coffin, it's the continuation of 13 written in different ways. And on the back, we have some text. At the top, it says, "We've passed away. Now it's time to play. Living Dead Dolls, 13th Anniversary." 13 years of dolls declared dead, creepy, twisted, and full of dread. Little harbingers of nightmares spawned from a twisted dream are celebrating their unlucky 13. Developed by Mezco Toys, LLC, livingdeaddolls.com, because deader is still better. As I said, the dolls, they were first created in 1998 on Craft Doll Bodies, and I wanted to show you a picture from their website. Here's a handmade Sadie. So looks very similar to what you see today or what you saw in Series 1 and Series 13. I do think the blood on the outfit is a nice touch. Not sure why they went away from that, but there she is. And her eyes aren't different colors, but pretty cool. Wanted to show it.
Thank you so much for watching. If you made it all the way to the end of this long video, I hope it was helpful for anyone looking to buy a Sadie, or maybe you were just curious about Living Dead Dolls. Even though this isn't the first Series 1 original doll, Sadie was the first character created. Tomorrow will be a Celebrating Sadie, another awkward unboxing video, and then the 17th is Thursday, so the stop motion Vesper videos will continue. So thanks again for watching. Bye.